Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Q News. Let's take a look at the top stories making headlines this hour. A Hamas delegation led by Khalil al-Hayya is in Cairo for talks on Gaza, the West Bank, Jerusalem, and Al-Aqsa Mosque. Hamas official Tahir al-Nano said preliminary discussions focused on halting the Gaza war, enabling aid, and promoting Palestinian political unity, praising Egypt's role under President Fattah al-Sisi. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdel-Ati reaffirmed Cairo's rejection of expanding military operations in Gaza or displacing Palestinians. Speaking to foreign media, he stressed Egypt's commitment to protecting lives and ensuring aid flow through Rafah, while urging Israel to allow aid on the Palestinian-controlled side. Abdel-Ati reiterated opposition to any moves undermining the Palestinian cause. And now we move on live from Berlin. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, which are holding at this moment a joint press conference.
We would like to thank for the support that we have received, and like to extend our gratitude to Emmanuel Macron as well as Ms. Meloni and the European leaders, including the Polish president. We have been discussing these topics over and over with different parties. All parties agree on the same things, that peace is a must for Ukraine. Naturally, we are coordinating our stances and positions, and we have principles that we are not going to relinquish. These have been indicated by Mr. Merz. And thank you so much for the leadership that you have demonstrated. The Ukraine will discuss these matters pertaining to ceasefire or on the security legal basis. President Trump, as well as the United States, said that they are able to participate in these discussions and talks. So these peace talks will aim at pressuring Russia and sanctions if they do not agree to a ceasefire in Alaska. Today we had some discussions regarding the battlefield, and we are aware that Russia is trying to occupy more Ukrainian lands, but the sanctions will help us protect our lands. It's a very strong mechanism, it's a strong tool to affect Russia and to impact the Russian economy. Of course, Russia has a lot of more military capacities compared to us, Ukraine, but Russia has other issues and problems. We need more pressures to reach sustainable peace. These sanctions must not only be imposed by the United States but also Europe. And that's how we're going to be able to put an end to such war. And we have indicated the importance of the ceasefire timing, and the US president proposed that following the Alaska meeting there will be communication with us and with Europe. And there will be an alliance for peace. Thank you so much for listening.
І запитання до канцлера Мерца щодо припинення вогню. Чи ставить можливою умовою зняття або послаблення санкцій проти Росії в разі досягнення припинення вогню? І які гарантії безпеки Європа, на які гарантії безпеки Європа могла б
Zelensky.
в такому разі? Дякую.
Did you tell the media that Ukraine will not relinquish Damas? Can you give us some details about the statement? And there is another question for Mr. Maltz. What do you think of applying sanctions against Russia if they do not apply the ceasefire? Thank you for your question. My statement is based on the Ukrainian policy and the Ukrainian constitution. The constitution cannot be undermined, and therefore our stance is clear and has never changed. The deliberations were pertaining to some complex matters, and I have indicated that the peace of our territories cannot be compromised, and the Ukrainian people will have the rights eventually. We talked about the ceasefire, and President Trump will talk about the same, and this is a priority to us. On Friday, when he meets Putin, they will tackle the subject, and there will be an agreement, and hopefully today all the discussions mainly focused on putting an end to the military attacks. And therefore, I think that President Trump will be able to impose a new de facto in this respect. This question is pertaining to security guarantees and assurances. President Trump wants to provide some security assurances for Ukraine. Question for Mr. Zelensky. In the territories or the regions respect to what are the conditions will you have on Friday? And will this meeting be historic for you? Yes, of course. We will talk about the security assurances. We are aware that Ukraine is in deep need for these assurances, and the Ukrainian army must be militarized, must be armed to defend its homeland. We have stressed this more than once. Any successful negotiations must be discussed and deliberated extensively, and we coordinated our goals, and we agreed to talk and speak the same language, which is an assurance for us when it comes to the negotiations or the next Friday meeting. So it will be the historic moment.
This was a joint press conference between the German Chancellor and Zelensky, which was just held. The German Chancellor emphasized that European and Ukrainian security interests must be maintained in Alaska and stressed that Ukraine must be involved in any talks related to regional issues. Zelensky also expressed appreciation for German support in defending Ukraine's interests and noted that they discussed various topics related to security issues. He also stated that a ceasefire must be implemented based on strong security guarantees, called for a meeting of the three leaders, and expressed hope that the ceasefire would be the main topic in the Alaska talks.